I am back with a quick review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I am in California right now, so that's why the setting's a little bit different. I'm sorry it's not more colorful. I didn't realize it would look that bland until I started recording, but who cares. So anyway, saw The Amazing Spider-Man 2 a few weeks ago, and I'm going to see the X-Men tonight, so I wanted to hurry up and do this video before I completely forget everything about Spider-Man 2. And there were a lot of problems with this movie. After I watched it, I was just really disappointed. And I've heard rumors that they're doing a Sinister Six and possibly a Venom movie, and they're going to build up to Carnage. And to be honest with you, if those movies are going to be like this, I don't even care to see that. And Carnage is one of my favorite villains of all time. I love the Maximum Carnage series in the 90s. And I really can't believe that this movie, with its silly, over-the-top goofiness, has actually turned me off of wanting to see Carnage. That's ridiculous. And one of the reasons for that is the explanation of the powers. I don't read the Ultimate series. I don't really care about that. So I kind of just stick with basic Marvel canon, the original Marvel universe. And this movie, the way they explain the powers, the origin stories for Electro and everything are just so absurd. And there's going to be a little bit of spoilers in this. I'm not going to go through every single thing that happens in the movie, but there will be some spoilers. So Electro gets his powers by falling into a tank of electric eels. Now, I'm okay with that. They're like super eels or something. And Spider-Man was bit by a super spider, so I can go with the eel thing. It's the powers that this grants him. He basically turns into freaking Dr. Manhattan from falling into a vat of electric eels. It's ridiculous. And there's a scene later on where he basically just forms out of nothingness. You could be in an empty room and Electro just forms. All of a sudden he's freaking there. And that's terrible. Another problem I have with this movie is the Green Goblin, or as me and my friend called him, the Brown Goblin, because he's shit. This guy, he doesn't even do anything until the very end. And instead of just putting on the suit, because he's got some type of blood disease and he needs Spider-Man's blood, Spider-Man refuses to give it to him, so he puts on the suit and breathes in the gas. But instead of just giving him the suit to keep him alive and maybe slowly going crazy, it actually transforms him to look like a brown shit goblin. And it's terrible, it's cheesy, it's freaking stupid. So I couldn't believe that. And then when he finally does do something against Spider-Man at the very end, it's so weak, he throws like a pumpkin bomb right next to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man rolls away and it explodes and Spider-Man's fine. Like, talk about some weak-ass grenades here. So that was ridiculous. There was something else. Oh yeah, when Electro is attacking Times Square and just going crazy and destroying everything. That was a cool scene, which was rare because all the fights in this movie completely sucked. However, Spider-Man, while Electro is running around, destroying the city, hurting innocent people, Spider-Man is cracking one-liners. Unbelievable. So they stop Electro with water. They use a fireman's water hose to spray him down. And when it cuts over to Spider-Man, he's wearing the fireman's hat. While Electro was destroying Times Square and kicking Spider-Man's ass, then when Spider-Man stops him, he's wearing the fireman's hat and cracking jokes. Which I understand is okay in the comic books, but some things don't always translate to the screen. And this is one of those things that just makes you think, oh my god, this is just silly. I don't even care about this. The first movie is so much better when it comes to trying to make it serious. This was just over the top silly. And the last thing I want to mention is Rhino. My god, Rhino. So going into this movie, I knew it was going to be Electro, the Brown Goblin, and Rhino. So the movie is pretty much over, and I'm like, where was Rhino? Well, what happens is the Green Goblin is working with some mysterious man in the shadows we don't see, and he's forming the Sinister Six. So they got Rhino out of jail, and they gave him a suit. So now he's a giant mecha Rhino, and he's rampaging through New York. Spider-Man shows up. He's about to fight him. The movie ends. We don't even get to see the fight. So there is no fight with Rhino, which was terrible. And then they show some stuff from the Sinister Six, which is all going to be from the Osborn or Oscorp. And I think one of them is a symbiote. A friend of mine said that you can see like a symbiote in one of the cases, which means Venom's going to join too, and they have the symbiote there at Oscorp. Which is okay. I mean, they can't really go through the whole backstory with Venom and the outer space and Jonah Jameson's son and all that. I understand. So I'm okay with that. My problem is the other Sinister Six members, Vulture. I don't know who else they have. I think Dr. Octopus's tentacles were in there. Who else? Maybe Shocker or someone like that. The problem I have is every single person is getting their powers from technology. There are no real powers here except the symbiote. Everybody else is just getting turned into a freaking robot. Rhino, Vulture, Doc Ock. They're all going to be just mechanical villains. And that's really, really lame. I mean, no powers. So I was a little disappointed with that reveal as well. I was a huge fan of the Sinister Six growing up, so thinking Electro and all these guys, that would be really awesome. But here they're just making it... It's like they take the worst aspects by trying to make it too realistic, and then all the crappy, silly stuff that shouldn't be in the movie, if it is realistic. So they kind of combine in a way that makes no sense. But anyways, that's my review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't think it was that great. It's an okay DVD rental, especially if you're a big Spider-Man fan, but this is not worth going to the theater to see. And during the credits, they played a trailer for the new X-Men movie. So there were really no surprises at all. But yeah, I did see Neighbors 2, though, and that movie was pretty funny. So I like that one. If you're trying to decide between the two, go with Neighbors. But anyways, that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this movie in the comments, and thanks for watching.